Hello, you're watching Rappler. My name is Cupin and I'm talking to you live in front of the Aquino grandstand. Although just a few hours ago, we were in the West Philippine Sea joining a media delegation that traveled to the EEZ of the Philippines, or the Exclusive Economic Zone of the Philippines within the South China Sea, to witness the first ever trilateral exercise between the Coast Guards of the Philippines, Japan, and the United States. Exercises include drills on maritime law enforcement, search and rescue, among others, but specifically earlier today, around noon or in the late morning, we witnessed an exercise that involved two Filipino Coast Guard vessels, the BRP Melchora Aquino and the BRP Gabriela Silang, as well as the Japan Coast Guard's Akitsushima and the US Coast Guard's Stratton. So the Melchora Aquino, ikwento ko lang anong nangyari kanina sa drills, no? Yung Melchora Aquino yung na-designate na kumbaga parang enemy ship. Kasi yung drill na ito, or yung exercise na ito, simulated what would happen if a ship containing weapons of mass destruction entered the seas and the US and the Japan Coast Guards happened to be within the area, so they would respond to that together. So the Melchora Aquino was designated the enemy ship. It was dubbed the MV Destroyer. So joint forces of the US, Philippines, and Japan worked together to both confront and also rescue personnel from the fake enemy combatant ship. So another vessel was also involved from the Philippine Coast Guard, the BRP Suluan, but that vessel was designated specifically for security during the exercise. Kumbaga, yung si BRP Suluan, yung trabaho niya ay to inform vessels that might approach the opera box, referring to yung 20 nautical miles kung saan gumagalaw yung vessels ng Coast Guards ng US, Japan, at Philippines para sabihan yung mga vessels na yun na may exercise na ongoing for their safety. As of the last time that we checked with officials from the Coast Guard, no vessels entered the opera box, so everything was okay. This is the first of its kind. So you must be wondering bakit tayo nagre-report, bakit tayo pumunta sa West Philippine Sea para sa exercise na ito. Kasi it's the first of its kind. The US and the Philippines, the US and Japan, rather the Japan and the Philippines have held exercises with each other before, but it's the first time for the three to do it together. Now, Coast Guard spokesperson, Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson, Arman Banilio spoke of a shared responsibility in enhancing the skills of the three Coast Guards. The Philippine Coast Guard has been the recipient of aid from both Japan and the US in the form of training and equipment and vessels. So, throughout the exercises, parang the Philippine Coast Guard has been trying to minimize the significance of China, just emphasizing this is about the Coast Guards, about enhancing cooperation, enhancing interoperability. But it's hard to ignore the influence of China. Let's hurry this up because it's starting to rain here at the Quirino Grandstand. So skills enhancement, yung goal ng skills enhancement is ultimately interoperability, referring to the ability of the three Coast Guards to work together seamlessly in terms of personnel and equipment in the event of an emergency. Yun din yung theme ng Balikatan, yung military exercise between the US and the Philippines. Yung tawag naman dito sa trilateral exercise, salamat po, yung trilateral exercise na ito between the US, Japan, and the Philippines is kaagapay. It's the same, more or less the same meaning, shoulder to shoulder, hand to hand. The three countries working together in this context with the Coast Guard. So the Philippine Coast Guard has been at the center, the forefront of the Philippines' efforts to assert its sovereign rights in the West Philippine Sea against China, specifically. A laser pointing incident and a near collision will tell you as much. As that happens, or as that continues to happen, because there is no indication that China plans to back down in that aspect, it becomes even more crucial for the Philippines, and specifically the Philippine Coast Guard, to find its allies. So that's it for me here at the rainy Manila City. Tune in to Rappler for more updates and stories and context about the West Philippine Sea and the situation in the South China Sea. Again, this has been Cupin. Thank you for watching Rappler.